Welcome back to The Home Bartender, everyone. Today is a very special show. Today I'm making a cocktail created by someone who is somewhat of a big deal in Canada. At least he thinks he is. This person is one of my first YouTube subscribers and one of my first Instagram followers. If you're a part of the cocktail community on Instagram or here on YouTube, I imagine you see his comments very often. He's very supportive and he makes damn good cocktails to boot. I have invited our good friend Trevor Rose to make a cocktail, and I will be mixing that up today for you. But Trevor sent me the ingredients for his original cocktail, and we came up with a name for it because his original cocktail name for this cocktail was already taken. I like the name that I came up with, quite frankly, a little bit better. So did he, actually. So as Trevor says, this is a riff on the Jungle Bird cocktail and the Hula Hula Gin Cocktail. So we called it the Hula Bird, and I absolutely love that name. First, let me just say that Trevor loves his rum, and along with Steve the barman, who is also here on YouTube, he has a great channel, go check that out after my video. They both helped educate me so much on my rum journey, and I'm very grateful for that. So of course today, this cocktail is gonna be a rum cocktail. So without further ado, I'm gonna taste it for you now. It's so nice. Like, I could just take big gulps of that. It's that good. It has a great evolution. It's sweet. And it uses pineapple juice. That's one of the things we're gonna use. And it also uses rums, of course. Those work really nicely with the pineapple juice. I'll go over those rums and all of the ingredients here in just a little bit, but I opted for a little bit funkier rum than Trevor originally used, but I can't get the rum that he originally used, so the rum that I have is the one that I used. It's tart, it's a bit bitter, but the bitter only comes in at the end and it doesn't really linger. It's a really fun cocktail, Trevor. Thanks for helping me and being a part of my rum journey. I really appreciate it. I want to mix this one and tell you about the rums and go over all the ingredients coming up next. Alrighty, so let's start with 3/4 of an ounce of passion fruit syrup. I have a video on how to make this syrup and it has some really good tips in it, so I'll put a card for that at the end of today's video. Passion fruit gives this cocktail a tartness while still adding sugar content to the cocktail, and it goes really well with our 1.5 ounces of pineapple juice. This really brings in tropical sweet flavors that you want in a tiki cocktail, and it cuts that bitterness that is coming up next, which is 1/2 ounce of Campari. Like I said when I tasted the cocktail, it's pretty much the perfect amount of Campari here. It's not overly bitter. Some people who have tried the Jungle Bird cocktail are really turned off by Campari, but it comes in at the very end and it goes away just as quickly as it comes in. But I like that kind of evolution in a cocktail a lot. So let's go for our rums next. Trevor used Probitas rum. I can't get that where I am. I would have to order that. So I opted for 1.5 ounces of Barbancourt's White rum. I really like the banana funk that this has. It's a little bit more mild than their other rums, but it does have a nice sweetness still and a great tropical flavor. And you can't say that often about white rums. So I advise you go and pick this one up. It's super fabulous. He also used 1/2 ounce of Appleton Rare here next. And that's gonna bring like a real richness to this cocktail. I agree that these two rums together are gonna be really great. The Signature and the Reserve from Appleton has a little bit more funk and it seems like sugar content. This one's just richer for me. It's a great rum and it rounds out the sweet and funky notes in the entire cocktail really well. So that's the ingredients for all of that. Let's get 20 drops or 2 dashes of the Elamakuli Tiki bitters, and then we'll get some ice in here and shake it up. I'm gonna get some crushed ice in my glass here. I want the pineapple juice right on the top to be frothy and foamy. So usually I wouldn't fill this so full. I'm gonna do a dump over here, and I don't know if Trevor actually did a dump over with this, but that's what I'm gonna do. Wow, okay. Maybe a little too much ice, but that's okay. Then I'm gonna get my dehydrated pineapple wedge in there, some mint. Wow. That's actually really beautiful. So that's Trevor Rose's Hula Bird cocktail. I'm so happy to collaborate with you today, Trevor, and get to know you a little bit better. Thank you for your support and your confidence in me. I really appreciate you. That's it for me today. If you, the viewer, have created a cocktail that you would like me to make, please tell me in the comments and PM me over on Instagram at homebartenderann, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I appreciate you stopping by today, and I hope to see you next week at my home bar for another brilliant cocktail. See you then. Be well. And the name that I came up with is, quite frankly, better than his is.